Dan, it's good to see you. Even if it is under these circumstances.
Hey Fred. Thought you were planning on transferring out of Monsing. At least that's what I heard.
And miss everything that goes on here? Not a chance.
Well, how have you been?
Alright. Same old grind that I've had the last few years. How about you?
Not great, for obvious reasons.
For what's worth, I understand why you did what you did.
Just a shame that the board couldn't see it that way.
I know. Come on, let's go hear what Captain Moran has to say.
Okay, everyone, quiet down. Dan Hudson joins the Arson Squad today.
Welcome back, Dan. How's it feel being back to your roots? Feels great, Brad. I can see that not much has changed around here.
Shut it, both of you.
Right. Sorry, sir.
Hudson's up for a review board in December. Until then, he works the arson desk. Hudson,
Yes, sir.
outside of your most recent investigation, I've heard all about how you're a good caseman. So I expect you to put in the effort here.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir.
Good. Now I'll be partnering you with Detective George Dunne.
I don't do partners, though. You know that, Cap.
You do now, Dunne. Besides, I figured our best arson investigator would be a good fit for Hudson. Or are you not our best arson detective, Dunne?
Forget what I said, Cap. I'll take Hudson under my wing.
That's what I thought you said. Now, we received reports of Reynolds Pharmacy catching fire and burning to the ground around 4:40 this morning. Get down there and see what you can find. The fire department's already at the scene.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Detective Dunne. I've heard a little bit about you.
What did they mean by you coming back here to your roots?
This station is where I started as a patrol cop. Never expected to find myself back here, though. So, how long have you been working arson?
Don't give me that.
Give you what?
The small talk bullshit. You need someone to vent to? Look somewhere else.
So this is how it's gonna be, partner?
I don't do partners. Especially not with cocky hotshots like you. I get that you've had it rough lately. But I sure as hell ain't the one to talk to about it.
Understood.
Insane, inside, the danger gets me high. Can't help myself, got secrets I can't tell. I love the smell of gasoline. I light the match to taste the heat. I've always liked to play with fire. I've always liked to play with fire.
Hello, Rich.
Hey, George. Who's the kid with you? I thought you always worked alone.
This is Detective Dan Hudson. He's with me. You might have heard about him in the news recently.
Ah, now I get it. Hello, Hudson. Welcome to the Netherworld. Or arson.
What have we got here?
The fire was first reported early this morning, but most of the building was gone by the time we arrived. Thankfully, no one inside was hurt, though.
Who reported the fire?
Miss Kayla Reynolds called it in. Said that she was leaving the bar and drove by the place to see it devoured by flames. I recommend you try talking to her to see if she has any other information to give. And hurry before the insurance investigators get here.
We'll take a look around first. Come on, Dan.
Find anything?
Nah. You?
Nothing out of the ordinary with the fuse box, so we can rule this out as being an accident, but I didn't find much else.
Get used to it, Dan. Fire usually doesn't leave behind much evidence. Let's go talk to the girl, see what she has to say.
Hey George, you assigned this case?
Yeah. Me and this fine young gentleman here, Dan Hudson.
Pleasure to meet you, ma'am. Michelle Barron. It's nice to meet you as well. Is Miss Reynolds able to speak with us now? Sure. Go right ahead. Hello, Kayla. I'm Detective Dan Hudson. This is George Dunne. Could you please answer some questions for us?
Of course, Detective.
What can you tell us about the pharmacy?
It belongs to my father. It was operated by him and my mother for many years, but my mother died of a heart attack a few months ago.
Sorry for your loss, darling.
Thank you, sir.
Which bar were you leaving this morning when you reported the fire?
Hoggus Bar. It's just a few blocks from here on Bowman Street.
And what exactly were you doing there?
I was talking to Bert Moxley. He's an old friend of my father, and I was there confronting him about getting my father hooked on gambling.
Gambling?
After my mother died, Bert tried to focus his attention on gambling instead of grieving. He developed a really bad addiction to it, and it resulted in him losing a lot of his money.
Do you know if your father has any enemies that would want to ruin his business?
No, sir. No one comes to mind.
Okay. And one more question. What's your father's address so we can get in contact with him?
He lives at 17 Brockton Avenue.
Thank you for the information, Kayla. We'll be in touch.
Sure thing, Detective. Sure thing.
What are you thinking?
It's possible that this whole thing was for insurance, but we need more concrete evidence to prove that. I say we head to Hoggus Bar and try talking to this Bert fella. Evening, fellas. What can I get you? Detectives Hudson and Dunne, Arson Squad. We're investigating a fire that broke out at the Reynolds Pharmacy this morning. Christ! Thought I heard sirens earlier. Anyways, what can I do to help?
Yeah, we're looking for Bert Moxley. We heard that he hangs out here, and he and Nolan Reynolds are old friends.
Sure. Bert practically lives here from night to morning. She'll be sitting right over there. Detective Hudson, my partner and I need to ask you a few questions about Nolan Reynolds.
Alright then, go ahead.
How long have you and Nolan known each other?
Almost 20 years now. We used to work together for a plumbing company until he got his pharmacist license and started his own business.
Did you know that his pharmacy had burned down early this morning around 4:40 a.m.?
No, sir. I didn't know that. I've been here since 3:15.
Word is you got Nolan hooked on a serious gambling addiction.
I'm not afraid of throwing my money around a bit, but I never get Nolan involved.
That's not what Kayla Reynolds had told us. She said that she came here to confront you about you getting him addicted to it.
It wasn't exactly gambling. It was better that Nolan got really involved in. You might be able to find some of his betting slips in the trash over there.
It looks like Nolan's been on a bit of a losing streak with his betting. He's been putting quite a lot of money on the line.
That's all for now, Bert. You have a nice day.
I shall try.
Wait here. Sounds like we're getting a call for something.
What was that about?
There's a Blaine Jefferson waited for us at the station. He was one of Nolan's employees, and get this, he has a criminal record for arson and attempted murder.
Well then, This ought to be interesting.
Hey Dan, the Jefferson kid is waiting for you in room 2.
Thanks, Fred. I'll talk to you later.
You two have some history or something?
Fred was my partner when I worked in burglary. Now, come on. Hello, Mr. Jefferson. We'd like to talk to you about your boss, Mr. Reynolds.
Yeah, that's why I came here, Detective.
Were you aware of Mr. Reynolds' losing streak with the betting slips at Paugus Bar?
Yes, he told me about it, and how it started to worry him. He was afraid of losing everything because of how much money he flushed away. He said that he could barely pay his bills.
Blaine, did you burn down that pharmacy?
Why would you think that, Detective?
Because we know about your criminal record for arson and attempted murder. If you're responsible for this fire, I think it's best that you come clean with us.
Okay, yes, I did it. No one wanted to burn the pharmacy down to collect the insurance money, and he knew about my experience with settling fires. So before I closed the place up, I dumped some vodka from inventory all over the floor and set a match to it.
We appreciate the cooperation from you, Mr. Jefferson. But we're gonna have to charge you with the damages.
Yeah, of course I understand.
I think it's time we pay Nolan a visit and hear what he has to say for himself.
Couldn't agree more. Let's go.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Mr. Reynolds, we're from the Monsing Police Department. We just got a confession from one of your employees, Blaine Jefferson, about you wishing to burn down your own pharmacy for the insurance money.
And we know about your debts with the betting slips too. So we gathered quite the trail that leads directly to you.
You don't understand. My wife's life insurance refused to pay on a policy. I could have used that money to have a better life and leave this damn city.
Sounds to me that you got greedy, Reynolds. That's why you turned to the betting. But once you kept on losing, that's when you got desperate.
Yeah, sure I got desperate. And I didn't know what else to do.
Sorry, Mr. Reynolds, but you're being brought downtown for processing.
What's with that look on your face?
Well, it's just that I'm a bit disappointed by the outcome. And this whole thing was just for insurance.
You'll be seeing a lot more of this kind of shit while working arson, Dan. I hope you're ready for it.
Yeah, can't wait.